Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Raw Ring Report, here on the Pro Wrestling Show, we talk about what's going on right now with Raw as the visionary Seth Rollins and the Almighty throw down for a U.S. title opportunity. Yes, which one of these two men, both former United States champion, will get back into the line of contention to go against Austin Theory down the road? We'll find out coming up, as well as number one contenders, Bayley takes on Alexa Bliss for a chance for the Raw Women's Championship. Who's going to meet Bianca Belair as well? A lot of no one contender matches, as well as Candice LeRae, Target, Damage Control member Io Sky. She wants revenge after what Io did to her a couple of weeks ago. We'll see that coming up. As we'll see that coming up tonight on Raw, as well as a lot going on the Raw brand, including on Hot Topics. We talk about William Regal's next journey and what's going on with William Regal, your lordship. And also, too, we hear that this could possibly be a WrestleMania match. That's one match I'd love to see. If that is possible, if it happens, I want to see it. All this and more when the Pro Wrestling Show presents the Raw Ring Report. It starts right now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendra Diggs here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show on this Monday Raw After Show. We thank you all for watching. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Monday Pro Wrestling Show for Monday Night Raw. We got a lot to get to, but first thing, join in that conversation. Subscribing, call a friend. Hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Thank you for watching. Real wrestling fans. Line. Seth Rollins. More the United States contenders, no more contender match. Normally I'm gonna be thinking Seth Rollins gonna be in the match, but Seth Rollins taking on Bobby Lashley. We'll get to that later on as the main event. There's a lot going on. But we kick off Raw with this. Alexa Bliss taking on Bayley. Which one of these two women, both women are former Raw Women's Champions, who was going to earn themselves a match against Bianca Belair for her coveted championship? Bianca Belair is a fighting champion ever since winning the championship at WrestleMania. Bianca Belair wanted to know who was going to step up and challenge her. She didn't have to wait no further after we saw what had happened. If we can show what happened, if we got the footage and stuff, and show what had happened. We're trying to show it right quick. Let's see. This was the end result. Alexa Bliss, I guess, turning back heel again. Then she snapped out of it using that Sister Abigail. She defeated Bayley, but it was a hell of a match. But Alexa Bliss turned on Bianca Belair and gave Bianca Belair the move, that little twist, that Sister Abigail, and Alexa Bliss snapped out of it. So Alexa Bliss could be coming back as a Sister Abigail personality. Who knows? But Alexa Bliss could be a threat to Bianca's championship. Bianca don't know what the hell she got herself into. I'm telling you. Speaking of Alexa's friend, Oscar. Oscar was in action. Bliss and Belair's friend, tag team partner. Oscar was in action with no makeup. Oscar went against Rhea Ripley in a match. Oscar being distracted by Dominic Mysterio. Oscar made Dominic pay for it by spraying that blue mist on Dominic. Dominic continued to get the blue mist on him, rub in. Dominic really helping dividends for what's her name, to make her go crazy. I think she didn't see it coming herself. So Rhea Ripley gets the win with the Riptide, get the victory. Rhea Ripley with the victory. Oscar kind of, I don't know if she's gonna go back to her way again, but Dominic Mysterio paying the price, getting misted on the face. Dominic knows better now not to mess with Oscar, who's going through a serious transition or a change coming up. So hey, let it be with Oscar and also too, Chad Gable take on AJ Styles in a match full of Styles. Chad Gable being embarrassed this past week on SmackDown. Lou being drained upon, milked by him and Otis, like Kurt Angle and Chad Gable. Don't know what this is gonna lead to, but AJ Styles won his match over Chad Gable. Impressive. Also too, Johnny Gargano and Candice having uh a discussion with Dexter Loomis about the Miz. Miz trying to figure out what was going on and stuff. It even led to Gargano giving out away money and giving away tours to fans. I guess Dexter Loomis being nice and stuff. Even to the point that they came out there, Miz challenged them to a match, and Miz wants his money back. And the only way Miz can get his money back, we go against Dexter Loomis next week on Raw. But this time, the money will be raised up above the ring for both men to grab it. So it'll be a ladder match for Miz's fortunes next week on Raw. But Dexter Loomis getting, I guess, you know how that be. Also, too, Dexter Loomis, Candace, and all the rest of them. Plus, too, the Judgment Day, token of victory, Finn Balor, 6-man tag with Dominic and what's his name, Damian Priest, all won that match against the Street Profits in the Hikura Tazara. I guess Judgment Day Dominic in their match, the dominant faction against the Street Profits. And the Street Profits trying to get back on Raw, trying to get back on the winning side. Speaking of that, Kevin Owens wants to know what happened with Matt Riddle, as Elias explains that Matt Riddle, he was going to be there. He had to replace He replaced Kevin Owens to be Riddle's partner, which they was trying to unsuccessfully win the tag team titles, but they couldn't win the tag team titles after Riddle lost. We'll tell you a little bit later what's going on with Riddle, but Elias did this thing for Riddle, causing missing Riddle. But Kevin Owens showed Elias, and I guess Kevin Owens and Elias gonna go back to their program once again. Speaking of that, so how that's gonna play out with Riddle. But we'll talk to you later on what's going on with Riddle coming up on Hot Topics. Also to the Judgment Day, trying to help Dominic get back on get the eyes out, being missed on. So how that go? Speaking of that, Nikki Cross has something in mind. It looks like she's gonna bring back Sanity. We heard reports that Eric Young and a couple of others may be coming back. So we'll see how this all going to transpire eventually. Them bringing back Sanity some way, somehow. We'll see. Also, too, Miz dressed like an elf. It's coming for Halloween. So Miz, yeah, I guess you know how that be. So Miz, looking forward to his match next week against Dexter Loomis 1-on-1 in a ladder match for his fortune. Speaking of that, Candice LeRae took on Io Sky in a match. Candice LeRae, Io Sky won her match over Candice LeRae, continuing that momentum as she's going. So, hey, Io Sky with the momentum that she has going. And finally, the main event was this. Bobby Lashley takes on Seth Rollins, no one contenders match for the U.S. title. Who's going to meet Austin Theory 1-on-1? It was a hard-fought matchup between both men who really wants the gold But when you think about it, they should be competing for the world gold. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Well, Rollins got the win over a sling. I think the his move, the curve stomp, got the win. 1, 2, 3. Rollins wins over Lashley. Thought Lashley was going to win, but Lashley didn't win. But that didn't stop there. As Lashley get confronted and attack the referee, knocking the referees down, and then he turns his attention to more referees knocking him down, and then he pushed Adam Pearce, who's a WWE official, pushed him down, and then Adam Pearce said he had no choice but to do what he had to do. Adam Pearce decided to fire Lashley, and Lashley looking befuddled, bewildered. We don't know if Bobby Lashley's gonna snap eventually on Adam Pearce. Don't be shocked. I can see it with him doing that. But Bobby, it ends the show with Bobby Lashley being fired, and what they go from there, we just don't know. So we have to wait and see. Okay, this is what it is. All right, that ends the Raw Ring report. Let's move forward to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we hear that William Regal is coming back to WWE. He was recently departed from AEW, but your lordship, Mr. Regal, is coming to AEW to help guide and train his son. And William Regal saying he has a vice president role in WWE reportedly. But William Regal coming to WWE. Even Regal made mention that Vince McMahon paid him while he was in AEW when he started a couple months ago, early part of this year. Now William Regal back in the fray of things. William Regal now back. Him and Triple H, and I guess now him and Triple H back together coming up in January, start a new year. William Regal in talks being a vice president. Well, so congratulations to William Regal. Speaking of the man who kicked William Regal out of AEW, the AEW World Champion MJF was seeing the UFC event, giving folks the finger. So MJF being a prick like he normally do, giving folks the finger with his world championship around his shoulder. So just being MJF for you. Speaking of that, we heard that the club members, um Carl Anderson and his group, Carl Anderson will be at New Japan, and he'll take on Hikuleo for the open weight championship. I guess to lose Hikuleo and go on by his way. So I guess it was a change from WWE. Carl Anderson making that move coming forward. So hey, it is what it is. Speaking of that, we told you last week Matt Riddle got written off TV due to the fact that we thought it was an injury, but it wasn't an injury. Matt Riddle is written off TV reportedly. Either doing he violated one of the wellness policies, and now Riddle has to either go to rehab. They would say he was going to be fired or either go to rehab. Riddle has decided to go to rehab for his treatment. We know that WWE does not treat marijuana. He violated his policy, and now he has to be written off to go to rehab. I'm saying like within 6 weeks, we might see Matt Riddle again. But hey, it is what it is. We'll have to wait and see on that. Speaking of that, we're hearing reports that Brock Lesnar is internal listings to take on Gunther at WrestleMania. Now, if this happened, this is going to be a real fresh matchup for Brock Lesnar to go against Gunther. Both men are equally in size. Gunther more leaner than Lesnar, but it's a match I'm looking forward to see if this match happens at WrestleMania between these two behemoths. Gunther, the current Intercontinental Champion, versus Brock Lesnar. A match that you could want to see. And I would have wanted Sheamus, but this match even looks more intriguing and impressive to ask me. So hey. Speaking of that, this past weekend, Jamie Noble, former WWE Cruiserweight Champion, competed in his final match in WWE. He wanted to compete in front of his family. Jamie by God Noble, were teamed up with Braun Strowman and the Brawling Brutes to take on the Bloodline. Jamie Noble got his wish to take on the Bloodline. Jamie Noble won his match, pinning Sami Zayn to get the win. So Jamie by God Noble, remember those days with him and Nydia like 20 years ago. Man, that was so long. It was so not too long ago. It was 20 years ago. Wearing like a red neck, a trailer park kid. He used to like kissing his girlfriend. It was so funny. But Jamie Noble, you know, by Jamie by God Noble. You know how that be. Also too, we know the SmackDown Women's Champion Ronda Rousey will be in Raid Shadow Legends as a character. So Ronda Rousey will be a character on Raid Shadow Legends. So I look forward for that. All right, that ends the That ends the Raw Ring Report tomorrow on the NXT Ring Report. We look forward. We're gonna see the new No One contender for the NXT Championship. The cocky, arrogant, brass Grayson Waller. We'll hear what he has to say after attacking the champion Braun Breaker, as well as the New Day, who I thought was one and done. They make an appearance on NXT as the new tag team champions. I can't believe the New Day are the new NXT tag team champion. I thought it was a one and done deal. Boy, I was wrong. I was so wrong. All right, we're going to end that right now. The Pro Wrestling Show, Raw Ring Report, with that confrontation between Lashley and Adam Pearce. So thank you all for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. Presents the Raw Ring Report. I've been your host, Kendra Dick, saying so long and have a good night. See you tomorrow for the NXT Ring Report.